powered on. Ladies and... Oh, I just gotta raise this up just a little bit. Alright. Are we back? Are we on now? Do we have all of our ducks in a row? We do. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Critical Failure. You are listening to Tiger Claw Radio. TCR episode 185 is here. The heck was that? I can tell we're off to a good start. If only I had my fidget spinner! So let's turn our attention over to chipmusic.org to see what's going on. In their neck of the woods? I guess? Secret Abstraction is the name of the song. This is from Cliphead. And this is available for download on chipmusic.org. Head over there and get yourself an MP3 copy. Let them know you heard it on TCR. That's all she wrote. All right, back on the horse again. We are going to shoot things over to the Vancast in just a second. Let me just say, I had an experience with Street Fighter V lately that I was unprepared for. I played it late one night, and then I also played it early the very next morning, and we're looking at like maybe 9 to 10 consecutive losses. It was pretty brutal, to the point where I think I might actually be done playing that game. That's the hardest I've ever rage quit anything before, ever. To the point where like I was depressed the next morning. But in doing so, and in moving on, we find new experiences and new things to share. And on that note, let's head over to the Vancast. You're listening to Tiger Claw Radio. And so we return to the Vancast. Yes, indeed. Late afternoon now. Sun's out. I put in a full day's work. Time to head home. So a couple nights ago, I was up playing some games over the weekend. And Kaiser directed me to a program called Fightcade, which I was unfamiliar with. Basically, it's a MAME-driven program that uses that makes it so you can play multiplayer games competitively from a specific list. Now, I mean, it's closely oriented to fight games, but it's got a few games outside that realm that it supports, like Dodonpachi and Windjammers, and just a few weird games. But long and short of it, got this program called Fightcade, and I'm digging it, man. I got to play some Street Fighter Alpha 3, which I haven't played in a very long time. I got to play that online. Played that a little bit with Kaiser. And that's a program that's supported on Linux, so I got that on my secondary PC as well. Started playing through it solo, but again, I mean, it's MAME, so we're talking about arcade versions of classic fighting games where the difficulty is cranked way, way up. I never studied with Street Fighter Alpha 3. These Street Fighter games, I mean, it requires a certain amount of reading up on whoever you choose to main. And the only modern game I can think of that I've done that with is Street Fighter 5. Now, I'd started reading up on King of Fighters 2002, but nowhere on the level of proficiency required to really be competitive with these types of games. So, as you can imagine, when I played with Kaiser, it was a pretty one-sided match. I was really bent over a table in a big way. I'm really glad there were no videos of those matches, because he beat me pretty bad. Although I will say this for it. It did work. It worked well enough for him to beat me in fair and square matches. And a fighting game that works like that with Kaiser, there aren't very many of them on the PC, considering the great distance between him and me. So that was cool, that we got to play some legit matches. After that, I rage quit Alpha 3 pretty quickly and head over to Street Fighter 5, and we played that. Now that worked less perfectly, I would say. We played that with probably about 70% proficiency in terms of just being able to play a fluid game. It broke up a little bit, which is a shame, because that is a game I've studied on, and it was a little bit more even. Kaiser is still a better player than I am. I mean, this is a tournament player, and I'm not great at fighting games. But I feel like, and Kaiser, back me up on this. If you disagree, let me know. But I think I probably would have won like maybe a fifth of the games that we played. 4 straight losses and then the arbitrary win. I think if it was running well enough, I think that's how it would have gone down. The kind of games where overall you're really losing, but you get that one every once in a while. It's just enough to keep it fun, to keep you playing. And when it comes to especially Street Fighter 5, goodness, that's really all I ask for. Just give me the offshoot one win. Help me justify the money I spent on that game. Because when I think back, that's the way my online gaming, I use the word career, That's the way online video games started for me. I was playing Quake using dial-up, going back and forth between NetZero and AOL, depending on whatever I could get online with. I would get on a server of like 20 some odd people, and I would just be happy if I could come up off of the bottom rank. Because I would, I would have to deal with latency issues, and, that was a much bigger thing in those days. At least it was for me. So I feel like I've kind of returned to that form. It's like, look, I don't need to be the best player in the block. I don't need to be, I'm not signing up for tournaments. I get it. I play a different game every night, so it gets hard to be good at any one game. But let's just keep it fun, you know what I'm saying? That's all I ask. And it is. It's a good time. It's a good time. So I want to read up a little bit more on Alpha 3 because I enjoyed playing that. I think I might see if I could get it running on PSX. I don't know how I'm gonna make that work. But it would be nice for the sake of practicing and getting down some solid combos and like a solid strategy. It's a little bit hard to do that when you're playing an arcade version of a game. And you're facing off against cranked up difficulty all the time. But I don't know. I'll make it work somehow. So that's Fightcade, which turned out to be a good program. I'm digging that. That's my first. I haven't been in with MAME in a while. It's my first foray with MAME in quite a while. Even since they released a couple of updates for MAME over the last month or so. I haven't reinstalled it since then. So yeah, it's kind of nice to get it out once in a while and just go around and around with it. I have a controller for my phone. You guys remember those Moga controllers that were popular? I don't know if they were popular, but they came out 3 or 4 years ago, where it's got a little clip in the middle, and you fold it out, and then you can stick your phone in there, and then you have a legit controller, and then your phone kind of sits on top of it. I've got MAME on my phone, and I have for quite some time, and Alpha 3 works on there, so I might rig it up so that I can use my Moga and practice while I'm on the can. I charged it. I haven't used it yet in a while, but I got it all charged, so hopefully I can get that running. So that's Street Fighter Alpha 3. Good game. What else? Over the weekend there was a sale I was interested in. I think I mentioned this at the end of last week's show, but Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator, both of those games went on sale, and I got a hold of copies of them both. And I gotta say, I was surprised to find out they were in fact the same game. Okay, maybe that's not fair. They're from the same company, using the same engine, with a lot of the same menus and a lot of the same everything. Kind of feel like I should have just picked one and called it a day, but I didn't, so that's my dumb mistake for the week. However, I did take them out for a test run, take both of those two games, hooked up the driving wheel. I can't even remember which wheel I have. It's not one of the popular ones. I've got a Thrustmaster, which is my particular wheel is a PS3 PC hybrid. It's not super popular, but it does the job. I don't have any forced feedback. I think that would be why I don't see it as a popular supported choice. I don't have any forced feedback, and because it's a PS3 hybrid, it's clearly got some years on it. But anyway, these games do support it. And the driving mechanics, I think, are a step up than they were in Euro Truck Simulator 1, which is good. Because I remember Euro Truck Simulator 1, I put 17 hours into that game. Great chill-out game, a great listen-to-podcast game. But what bothered me was, when I wanted to throw it in reverse, this was done by holding down the brake, and you would hold down the brake until the truck would accelerate in reverse. Whereas in Euro Truck Simulator 2, you throw on manual transmission and you downshift into the reverse gear. And once you downshift into reverse, then you press the accelerator and you'll pick up speed in the rear direction, much like an actual vehicle. Trying to go reverse by holding on the brake just felt really weird to me. I mean, it was a small complaint, but that's something I noticed in the very short amount of time I spent playing the truck games. And once all was said and done, and titles were already acquired, I noticed that Doom, the newer Doom game that came out late last year or early this year, was $20, and I blew my opportunity to get the new Doom game. And that is really where it hurts a little bit, because I wanted to play that new Doom game. It looks good, man. That's one of the few games that came out in the last couple years where I was like, I want to go and watch some footage of somebody playing this game. I want to see what it's like. I want to see if it's worth buying. So I went and I watched some of the LPs, some of the Let's Plays, some of the Let's Enjoy video games on YouTubans or VidMe. And I was like, that's pretty good looking game. Now, in the olden days, and when I say olden days, I'm talking like 1998, 99, 2000. When I wanted a computer game, it was just blanket rule. Like, you're not buying it when it comes out. Why would you buy it when it comes out? Just let it be out for a while, the price will drop. And this is what that felt like, because this is a game that premiered at $60 or whatever it premiered at. It went on sale pretty quickly, down to 40, 30, something like that, something acquirable. And now it went on sale down to 20. I feel like if this were back in those days, we'd have had a launch price and we had it discounted down to more than half off of its original launch price. This would have been the time I would have taken it back in those days. So I'm kind of kicking myself and thinking I better play the crap out of these trucking games. I better play the goodness out of them, because I missed out on the new Doom. And it was nobody's fault but mine, because they were both weekend deals, and it wasn't like I bought the games and then the new Doom went on sale. I just flubbed it. It was right there on the main page, and I just wasn't paying attention. And I made a call, and I would say I made the wrong call. I don't know. People really like those Euro Truck Simulator games, so maybe it's not all bad. But I think if given the choice again, I probably would have preferred to take the new Doom game. But that's okay. It's all right, because the summer sales are just around the corner. They're like, what, a month away maybe? Maybe a month and a half? I don't know. I'm thinking along the lines of a month. I think I can wait that long. I think I'm gonna make it my goal to acquire the new Doom game in the summer sales. Oh, wow, you're cool. Wow, you're cool. Riding a motorcycle, doing 100 miles an hour in bumper-to-bumper traffic. You're awesome. When you die, you're going to have the coolest body on the road. When you're splattered all over the place and your guts are just smeared across the pavement, it's going to be the coolest smear ever. Because that guy's super cool. Super worth risking your life to get there faster. Oh, I think that might be the first time I ever road raged on the air. But it happened. It happened, and I'm okay with it. Oh man, Doom's a good game though. I watched a Let's Play of Doom 2 recently on VidMe. I'm really into checking out small channels on VidMe right now, because you can access these really tiny ground level Let's Players on VidMe in a way that you absolutely cannot on YouTube. And there was a guy who, I wish I could remember his name, but I don't have anything in front of me at all. There was a guy who was releasing Let's Plays of Age of Empires 2. And I was just like, all right, well, here's just a guy with, a couple of views per video or whatever. So I clicked in. And I started tracing his channel back to find the first one, and lo and behold, he's playing all these games that look like stuff I'd be interested in. King of Dragon Pass and Doom 2 and a couple others. So yeah, I sat there and watched part 17 of some guy's Doom 2 playthrough. And it was awesome, man. It was really cool. Just because it was great. It's just VidMe being VidMe. You guys, if you're listening to this, I mean, and you're a YouTube guy, you got to get on VidMe. I'm not saying you got to start a channel there if you're not a content creator, or if you're a small-time content creator, if it's not really your thing. But go there and watch stuff, because right now VidMe is YouTube from 2008 or earlier, and it's really great. I installed the VidMe app on my phone, and apart from my like appointment channels and my friends, VidMe is what I'm watching. Like when I want to go out and watch something that's not from somebody I already know, it's on VidMe. It's not on YouTube. I don't want to learn anything else from YouTube. I don't want YouTube to pick the next hottest video for me in the suggested box. That's how we ended up with stuff like those videos where they would heat up the knives and they would cut through stuff. Like, how did that get popular? There's no rhyme or reason. It just got picked by YouTube, and it was handed down from the heavens. And I partially blame that kind of thing for this weirdo Spinny fidget fad that's going on right now. Is that not the dumbest thing you guys have ever seen?
Buy a fidget! It's a fidget! It spins around in a circle and it's a fidget! It costs $16 for a fidget!
I can't think of any more retarded way to spend your money
than to buy a fidget!
What a load of crap. When I was in 3rd grade, I had an eraser that was ripped off of a pencil, and I took 5 little staples from the ground, and I stuck the staples in the eraser, and that was my fidget. And it didn't cost me anything. And you know what? It served the same purpose as this little spinny weirdo thing that people are buying now. And I didn't have to pay any money for it.
But it's a fidget! It relieves the stress and fidget!
So dumb. Oh my gosh. If you're looking at these little spinny things and you're thinking about buying one, I want you to take your hands and put them on your forehead right now. I want you to face palm yourself. I want you to close your eyes and think. Don't be taken in. If you're thinking about buying one, you're being taken in. And if you bought one, you got double taken in. Sell it for $1 so somebody else can have it and not have to give this strange company even more money.
'Cause it's a fidget. Oh, I bought a fidget.
I saw somebody pull one out at church. It was like a 16-year-old kid who couldn't cope with sitting in church.
I know what I'll do. Mom and Dad make me sit here for 30 minutes, so I'm gonna pull out my fidget.
People, man. I don't know. I don't understand how people could sit around. Okay, guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a product. It's got a hole in the middle, and it's got 3 prongs on it. And you hold the hole part, and the prongs, they spin around. Okay, all right, I'm with you on this. The prongs, they spin around. You're holding the hole, so what does it do? That's the thing. It doesn't do anything. All right, well, I mean, but it spins though, right? Yeah. So what does the spinning accomplish? Does it make it light up, or does it I don't know. Can you crank it against something else to make something? No. It just spins. That's all it does. I can't imagine anything in that meeting being greenlit by, a company. I don't understand. It looks, when I look at this thing, it looks more like it's a component of some other product that got scrapped. You're like, oh crap. We got 20,000 of these little triangles. What are we going to do with them? I'm going to get fired. We need a product. Look, don't worry. We'll just drill a hole in the middle, and then we'll put a little metal piece on the hole.
And then it's a fidget. Oh, golly.
Because there's no way that this got popular the way it is on purpose. They had that thing, and I'm sure somebody contacted YouTube, and they're like, all right, we'll pay you $200,000 to make sure this is recommended to freaking everybody. I don't care if somebody has opened a channel called I Hate Fidgets. They're getting recommended a video about this little thing. All right? All right, we'll make it happen. That's corporate YouTube, brother. That's one of the reasons I have moved my viewership to VidMe, at least as a viewer. Not as a content creator. I'm still maintaining my channel, but I'm a VidMe guy now. I don't. Whoa! Hang on, driving time. I think that's about everything that's happened. It's only been a couple of days since I last recorded, since I finished the last show. Yeah, I think if I was back home right now, I'd probably open Fightcade. I'd open Fightcade and play, and probably play some Street Fighter Alpha 3. I got a headache now after going over the fidget material. Just talking about it. Maybe it's just making that noise. I mean, to be fair, that's probably what it was. Nonetheless, I got a fidget-induced headache. You know what I need to do? You know what'll get rid of the headache? A stress reliever will get rid of the headache. That's what'll do it. And you know what relieves stress?
The fidget! A fidget relieves the stress! Wow! It's a fidget circle! Represented perfectly by the motions of a fidget!
Alright, I'm done. I'll see you guys back in the studio before I kill myself. This track is from Lazy Nerd 204, and it's from an album called March Tracks. It's called 2016 Sucks. You're listening to Tiger Claw Radio. I just want to note a couple of things, and then I'm gonna go to the fail bag. Let's start with Anarchy Arcade. You guys might remember Anarchy Arcade. It's a Source Engine game that came out on Steam. It's free, and the whole idea is it's supposed to be a 3D desktop shell. So you can go through your Steam collection and you can lay out arcade cabinets that you can walk up to and then use, and then when you use them, they launch the corresponding game in your Steam cabinet. Thus, you can walk around in an arcade and play your Steam games that way. It's pretty cool. Game in a game kind of thing. And then you can also add other programs that are stored locally from your desktop. You can put images around it. It's cool. Great stuff. I loved it. I have 100 hours in it, and it's one of the reasons... It's one of the primary reasons that I went from being a strictly Linux user to a Linux Windows 7 dual booter, so I could play it again. Well, as it turns out, Sith Lord, the guy who created it, spent an entire year rewriting the program from the ground up. There's a completely new version. So if you run it now, it's going to ask you if you want to play the Redux or the Legacy version or something like that. They're working on it. It's in a state now where I can see the things he's trying to do are going to be very cool when they're all set, but I'm not able to lay out new cabinets, and all my old arcades are gone, unless I'm playing the Legacy Edition. I like the fact that he's moving it forward. This was a game that I donated to on a couple of occasions. So this was a game I really like, getting a major overhaul, and we'll see how it goes as time goes on. Another game that's experiencing the same thing is the Trackmania series, Mania Planet. There's three iterations of Trackmania 2, as well as Shoot Mania. They completely overhauled those, changing out the user interface for a newer, more consoleized. I know, let that sink in. A more consoleized interface. And they've added a bunch of new features like a mesh modeler, a mesh editor, so you can actually edit the components themselves that you use to build levels, and a few other things. Now I ran that over the last couple days because that's brand new. And Trackmania, specifically Trackmania 2 Stadium, a beloved game in my household, very much so. And so the gameplay is really good, and it seems like all the mechanical updates they've put in are positive. Though I've only put in about an hour or so since the update release, so I can't comment too much on those things. What I can comment on right out of the box is the new user interface is a toilet. I don't like it. Based on the Steam reviews, most other people don't like it as well. However, I've seen written, I haven't seen it in practice, but I've seen written there's a user face editor. Somehow, at some point, that won't be a problem anymore. So, I don't know, this would be cool. I don't know, maybe it'd be cool. Trackmania 2 Stadium has gone down pretty cheap during sale times. One of the things I've wanted to do for over a year now, probably for the last couple of years, is drop like $20 and get a bunch of copies of it next time it goes on sale and pass it out to everybody. So we can start like a localized racing Sunday Cup. Especially since you can race against ghosts, making it so that we can race against each other in post. Because we're all in this group, we're adults now, so it gets harder and harder as time goes on for us to find time to play multiplayer games with each other. I mean, case in point, Unreal Tournament. We're going to make this Unreal Tournament thing happen. So that's one game where we could make it work, even if we can't all do it at the same time. We can do some racing. Everybody can send their replay in, and then you can race against all of the replays all at once. So then you can race by email and then just send the replays back and forth. I think that's an interesting idea. Something I think would be worth trying, especially since we can create custom race courses and stuff very easily. And share them with the group. I think that could be something to a new, well, not new because that game's been out for a while, but a way to experience multiplayer gaming in 2017. Just some food for thought. Okay, so this particular time I'm recording is late Thursday, so the Steam sales have turned over for the weekend. So where I'm looking right now, it looks like Steam's doing a Delver Digital weekend sale, and that means Serious Sam, that means Hotline Miami, that means I'm looking at all these titles and I'm seeing, I don't know, a couple of things. It does mean the Angry Video Game Nerd movie is 59 cents, as well as GG Good Game it being 49 cents. That is interesting. I think I might drop $1.08 or whatever it is, and get those two movies. I have yet to watch any of the movies that have been placed on Steam. Since Steam and GOG, they both opened up movies a while back. This has been like a good long time now. I haven't watched any of them. I even have a couple. There was one that went down. Let's see. I'm gonna go to my library now. Called Cinema 6. It was just like 50 cents, and I picked it up. Okay, we'll go for that. We'll see how that is. And then somebody else, Kaiser, I think, bought the documentary about the Burning Man festival, Burning Man Beyond Blackrock. And that comes, when you buy that comes with 2 copies. So he gave me his extra. So I have 2 movies. I've had 2 movies on Steam since, look, they're even timed. Oh man, Cinema 6 I bought in October 2015. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, well, those are things that I have acquired in the past, and now it looks like, in true Steam fashion, I'm going to be getting a hold of even more. So, okay, let's hear it for positive life choices, I guess. And I think that's about it for now, so I'm gonna let it breathe. I'm gonna let the recording breathe for a day. It's Thursday. I will come back Friday evening after work, and we'll do the fail bag.
I have crippling depression.
And we are back. This is Critical Failure. Oh boy, I see the needles jumping pretty hard. Let me get a level on this one more time. How's that? Hello. Oh, that's right. I'm not supposed to be right on it. Okay. All right. I got the piece I needed for my mixing board. So we are up and running for the very first time on Tiger Claw Radio.
I have crippling depression.
And I'm working on getting a soundboard going, but that doesn't seem to work very well. I have, hold on a second. There are not a lot of comments in the fail bag, making this a good night to goof around. But let's actually head over and see what we got. So if you guys want to interact with the show, you can head over to tigerclawtv.com, head over to thenextround.net, basically anywhere you can get the podcast. If there's a comment section, I check it at some point. So the main place where I get comments is on YouTube, on Tiger Claw TV, but the show is also available on VidMe, on the Next Round, the TNR network. Of all those places that were available, I've got one comment from Dumaze, and he writes, if you think back to Happy Days, you'll realize that the Fonzie, is a dirty pervert. He's clearly in his 30s, riding his motorcycle with a leather jacket, and what does he do? He hangs out at the local high school soda shop. He's after girls in high school and thinking he's cool from it. If that scumbag ever came near my daughter, I would want to kill him! Alright, Dumaze. You can settle down. You'll be alright. It's just the Fonz. Hey! It's the Fonz. Hey! I think we can all just relax. We can relax and not be offended at the Fonz from Happy Days, because it'll be all right. All right, so that's all we got. So, oh man, how much is left? How far into this are we? 38 minutes. All right, I'm not quite ready to just hang it up and call it a show yet. What was I playing recently? I had a lot of time recently to dig into The Sims again. The Sims was a good fallback after all the trouble I had with Street Fighter 5. But just, I think it was this morning, Kaiser sent me a Steam key for, what was it now? I'm digging it up. Arcana Heart 3. Actually, let me see if that's installed. That should be installed by now. Arcana Heart. There it is. Arcana Heart 3 Love Max. All right, let's put a shortcut to that on the desktop. Now that I said I'm done with fighting games, let's play a new fighting game. By the way, and a little update on something I was talking about earlier, this Delver digital sale and the 50 and 60 cent movies, those are rentals. And I don't say rentals in the way Alex Swingle says rentals, where, oh, I'm being sarcastic and it's just, you buy the license. These are actually video rentals, wherein you only have the video available in your Steam collection to watch for 48 hours after you've activated it, and you can keep it. You can wait to activate it for up to a month. I don't know. I might still do it anyway for the AVGN movie because I never saw it and I never pirated it. And here's a way for me to watch it legally on the level, actually pay the money and not have it be a lot. Because I have a feeling once I watch it, I'm never going to want to watch it again. Just because it's been quite a while since I dug into a movie that's like, I want to watch that a whole bunch. As a matter of fact, I don't think I really watch movies that way anymore. Hang on a second. All my programs are all hanging up all at once, and I'm kind of worried it's going to crash the recording. Wow, Steam really took a long time getting that. It was the creating of the shortcut. I wanted to create a shortcut on the desktop. Let's see. Alex Swingle is telling me about the Bundle Stars page. Bundle Fest. Let's go check it out live on the air. It's bundle time, guys. Are you ready for bundle time? What did you say? Bundle Stars? I was just looking at that actually. 21 Steam keys for only $1. Is there a one game in this big pile that I think I would want to play? Is there even one? Cube Runner. 3D action platformer, simple to learn. Okay, I would play that. All right, so I'm gonna throw my dollar in the box. I'm gonna throw my dollar in the box. BOX box. There we go. Head over to Dollar Rush get the Dollar Rush bundle from Bundle Stars. Man, I'm off my game tonight. But you know what? I think that's it. I don't even think I'm gonna fake it. How are we doing? I actually had fun on Origin. Can you guys believe that? I reinstalled The Sims 2 after playing The Sims 3 a little bit, and I booted up Sims 2. And I was like, yeah, that's good. I was actually favorably looking around my Origin collection, which has built up slowly, filled with the free games that they just throw in the toilet every 2 months. I haven't bought a whole lot off of Origin. I opened my Origin account because it forced me to when I was playing The Sims 3 years ago, like when I first started playing it, and I started to populate it. I got this Sim City when it came out. My wife and I got suckered really hard with that game, and then so I had those two, and then I got a hold of. They gave me a free game because the launch was so disastrous, so I got Bejeweled 3, and then immediately after that game turned up in a bundle. So there was an Origin bundle and Humble bundle. So by this time I had 7 games in my Origin collection, and they've just been slowly building up over time since then. Until about a month ago, I finally picked up the Command & Conquer set, which was good. So now I'm not going to bother counting, but it looks like 40 games, at least, in my Origin collection. I love it because the Origin app has all the tools to maintain a friends list, and it doesn't quite have the community tools that Steam has or even GOG has, but there is a friends list there. And the only friend on it is my wife, and it will always be empty because she is never using this service again. All right, let's just see. We're 44 minutes in. I kind of wish I had more to go over, guys, but I think rather than faking it and just grasping for words to come up with, I think I'm going to call it a show in favor of actually getting out there and getting some content together for next time. I think the big thing this week was the Vancast. I felt like that was a really strong Vancast. But I got a lot of new audio equipment here that I'm still sorting out. I was hoping I could interject with some memes, and I don't think that's gonna quite work out. That's pretty much as good as I can do. I got yep, that's all we got. I'm never gonna do that again. I promise. Never. Can we get a little mom get the camera? Nope, doesn't work. Hold on. What if I turn it up? Let's turn it up. Let's rock the mom get the camera. What's it doing? What is it doing? Come on, Swingle. You know how equipment works. Turn the game all the way up. Oh! Can we get a wow?
Wow!
Oh, my ears! My ears!
Wow!
That's a little better. Hold on, if I turn it down.
Wow!
I have to like half the gain.
Wow!
There we go. All right. You guys are listening to Tiger Claw Radio. Check us out on the internet. You can find me on the internet. This is the part of the show where I set aside to. Oh, I didn't thank the patrons, did I? So basically, the way this works is I have a Patreon, and these are the guys who are keeping the lights on here and are keeping me coming back week after week after week, no matter what. These are coming out. So you can thank these gentlemen for supporting. It really means a lot to me. It's great after being on YouTube for 9 years and not making a single penny off of YouTube ever. It's really awesome that you guys have the support for me, and it's I certainly do appreciate it. So in return, I think I botched that. Oh well, you know what? We're gonna go with it. I was second guessing the use of the phrase "in return" because I feel like this is a really crummy thing just to give the patrons. But as a tip of the fedora to my fellow my dear supporters, they are Tecmo Balls, James, Sendu, and Hemrock, who have kept us on the air for the month of May. You guys are awesome. All the rest of you who are listening are also awesome. These gentlemen have contributed for everyone, so thanks to that. If you want to keep us going, head over to the Patreon page. I try and get the podcast up on Fridays for the patrons and Mondays, like it's always been for everybody else, and that's really what the patrons get. I feel like I could experiment a little bit more with these people. So if you want to be involved in like the chip music mixtapes and all that ahead of time, then get in on the Patreon. All right. That said, time for some well-wishing. Look, guys, life is tough. You know, we've all got a story. Believe me, I know it. So whatever you're doing, whatever has brought you to Tiger Claw Radio, thanks for goofing around with me for 47 and a half minutes. If it's Monday and you're listening to this on the way to work, I hope you hang in there. Make it a good one. Don't turn around and go home. Don't take a sick day. Keep going. Don't stop. All right? Keep getting up in the morning. Keep giving it the best you got. I'll see you next week. Let's see if we can get one more. Let's see if we can get one more. Wow. Oh, did I disconnect it? No, what did I do?
Wow!
There we go.